Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UGC Season 10 Intermediate Division. Tonight we have a match of 4House versus Winter Solstice, a best of 3 in the week 1 of Season 10 here in UGC. And I'm Magnum Phoenix, your host and caster, and with me, my co-host, co-caster, Benny Buckeye. Benny, welcome back.
Welcome back indeed. We are getting ready to start in just a minute here. And we're going to be, again, visiting Hanamura, visiting Route 66. And if we're going for the short route, we won't need to go to the next map, but I'm imagining we can hopefully expect to see 3 maps this time around. Give everyone the maximum viewing potential.
Absolutely, and if we do decide to go to a map 3, if the teams battle it out that far, the third map will be Numbani. So a little bit of variation there in terms of the different styles of maps that we can have. Hanamura, obviously a 2 control point map. First off, that's a little bit of bunker potential. Definitely lots of goats composition potential there as well. Rolling on to 66, you've got opportunity for longer sightlines, DPS, and then if you go to Numbani, lots of high ground there, so dives, Winstons, characters like that will reign supreme. But in the meantime, like we said, rolling on to Hanamura for first, and here, not entirely sure what to expect, but 4House and Winter Solstice will be going at it. In fact, I need to get my... There we go. Get my overlay correct. And 4House will be the blue team, Winter Solstice the red. So remember those colors as we're going forward.
Indeed, just look for Red Dot and Crazy Cat. And oh boy, Theory Tropic, not
Theory
the
Tropic.
Ori Tropic. Yes, yes, that's the one. And a Frozen Lizard on Winter Solstice. That's how you'll know. Look for the Frozen Lizard and you will find winter.
So not only Frozen Lizard, but we have this goofy ramen eating lizard here on Hanamura. Watching peacefully over the city.
He is the hero that the city deserves.
Very interesting. These people running the lobby have elected to leave skins on. Not usually something we see in these matches. So enjoy the new event skins. We have the Brigitte in police riot gear, which is personally one of my favorites. Former Brigitte main. I actually never mained Brigitte. I just like how it looks. I'm all about that riot gear, and I'm all about the action here. Rolling up Goats v Goats. Looks like the team compositions, both 4House and Winter Solstice, gonna be holding the choke here. The Reinhardts with a battle of their minds and their shields, pushing forward using the Zarya bubbles, taking and giving space.
And this is something that's different. There's no high ground. This is straight at the coach. And the first pick is found. Crazy Cat takes down 9 now. Onslaught gone as well. Tactician, D-Mech, Logman done. And Winter Solstice say, yeah, winter is coming. Winter is here. Onto the point. And that's probably going to be point A capture.
Are we gonna talk about Crazy Cat's like 30-second shatter there? He was somehow able to manage to swing, to get enough fire strike damage where he just absolutely annihilated 4House and got that ultimate up instantly almost. That was huge. And so moving into the second point, the ultimate bank is still in the favor of Winter Solstice. They have this rally if they choose to engage right now.
And they do. They pop the rally immediately, pushing up onto the point. Frozen Lizard gives those extra shields, but here comes the counter.
Oh, nice one.
And the Shatter doesn't find anybody. It's absorbed by the shield. And that one does. 2 go down, but no capitalization is going to happen until the charge comes in. Rebby Bear is gone. The Diva Bomb finds no one. Winter Solstice on an absolute tear, pressuring straight onto the point. Tactician is gone for 4House. Aspect takes them down. And now it's a 4-on-3 on the point. The contest is still here, but 9-Hour is gone. Rebby is gone. There's very, very few rogues.
Oh my gosh! Someone stop Crazy Cat. It's been 2 minutes and he's had 3 shatters. This man cannot be contained. 9OW is looking like he's got his shatter up, but will he have enough HP to contest it? He doesn't. Instead, it's going to be Solstice taking the point here. Nice charge from Crazy Cat, and that's going to be absolute cleanup crew from Solstice there. Just over 5.5 minutes to take both points of Hanamura.
And this is almost exactly a repeat of what we saw earlier tonight with Bambi Brigade. Just a couple seconds slower on the side of Winter Solstice. But goodness gracious, we never saw 4House switch to a stall composition at the end. They had time to switch to a stall, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, maybe they thought that they could get back on point, use those ultimates. You know, we had 9 coming up with his Earth Shatter at the end. Maybe they thought that they could just get back on point, use some ultimates, and stabilize. However, that chance just never came. And so instead, Solstice just absolutely dominating control of the point. They took that scrappy fight kind of up in the hallway there, baited out the sound barrier early, and then grabbed everyone. A whole bunch of ults committed up there, not a whole lot of value, and so they just decided to take the fight to the point. And that positional advantage really helped Solstice out there.
And now we're going to see the reverse. It's, well, look at this. It's no goats this time. Winter Solstice bringing out Aspect on the Bastion, Crazy Cat on the Orisa. And we're going to see, again, you know, this is, again, an exact mimic of what we saw earlier with Bambi Brigade, because now they've got Frozen Lizard on the Pharah, Theory Tropic on the Mercy, and we're going to see that split of damage being outputted first from the bunker and second from above.
There'll be a lot of commitment into this bunker here, and I'll be interested to see how 4House is able to try and deal with this. In fact, they're going back into spawn to deal with it. 9 swapping over to the Winston. It's going to be dive characters coming out. Onslaught onto the Genji, and we know Genji is a pretty decent counter to Bastion, especially when there's no Brigitte up on the side of Winter Solstice. Solstice decides not to re-engage. They see the Genji and kind of ignore it. Aspect is just going to be sitting here on the Bastion, waiting for 4House to go through the choke.
4House is loading up, but not really trying to do anything. Cappy punched in the backline by Red Dot. Goodbye. Flying off of the cliff with a fist to the face. And now they're pushing in 5-on-6? Why? You don't have the entirety of your team. I don't understand this play. Onslaught does make it work, though. Taking down Aspect with a headshot. Onslaught deflecting again. Theory Tropic takes, well, actually brings Aspect back from the grave, but then goes down to Tactician on the boost. Onslaught and Logman, I guess the 5-on-6 is working out as 4House is going to take the point A.
Interesting strat. As you noted there, Cappy was taken down almost instantly by the D.Va in the backline, and then all of the dive characters came in. So maybe Cappy got the hack off that they wanted, and so called for the engage anyway. But Onslaught and 9 really able to do some work on those dive characters. And Onslaught with some great ult discipline there. Cleaned up the fight without having to use his ultimate, and so it's Dragon Blade time with the nano boost up from Logman. This could be a nano blade to just roll in for Steamroll on point B here.
Let's see if it's going to work. They are still a couple of seconds above the time that it took Winter Solstice to take it, but everything is kicking off right now. Here comes the hack, here comes the blade. Frozen Lizard shoots down Winston. Cappy is gone. Onslaught finds Crazy Cat. Logman taken down by Red Dot. And trades are very even right now, but the respawn advantage is going to go Winter Solstice's way. Frozen Lizard takes down Rebby. Onslaught falls to Aspect's fist. And that push is stopped cold. So we're not going to see a 5 minutes, 41 seconds captured from 4House. Going to take at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, Winter Solstice doing a good job holding there. They've got this high ground contest now. They got the Winston up. They have a Tracer, and Cappy's going to be swapping over to the McCree, maybe in an attempt to deal with that Tracer. But I would say that if they're trying to play the respawn game, or trying to play the counter game, Solstice definitely has the advantage here because, you know, Aspect could go back and change at any time, really. Ooh, it's a nice attempt on the Pulse Bomb. Doesn't find any kills, however. And so Aspect in the backline trying to deal some damage now on the Tracer. Cappy's kind of looking around for some for that Tracer in the backline, kind of distracting him from dealing his main damage out front, and that's a bomb coming in. Excellent placement from Red Dot, taking out 2, and that's going to be a hard reset from Winter Solstice, or from 4House, I'm sorry.
They might be able to stagger. They might stagger Tactician right here.
Yeah, Tactician discorded, and will be taken out here at the end. Not staggered too badly. However, it's 4 minutes left on the clock now, and they're already quite a bit below the time bank that Solstice had to begin with.
This might be their chance. They're going to have something interesting here. They might pull off the Nano Primal Rage in conjunction with Rebby Bear's beat drop. That's the term I'm looking for. But they are going to have to deal with Justice from above and a Transcendence, and we see 2 of the ultimates popped. Oh, the Nano Blade! Is it going to happen? It is! Nano Blade comes in, but the Transcendence is going to counteract it. Silver Star tries to keep the entirety of his team alive through the damage. Crazy Cat takes damage. Frozen Lizard finds 2. Silver Star does go down courtesy of Onslaught, but it's not going to be enough. 4House is going to be hard reset one more time.
So, while we're waiting for the re-engage to happen, I think it's a little interesting that Theory Tropic is on this Mercy here. With a Pharah, you know, you kind of expect to see maybe a Pharah Mercy, but on the second point, you have some decent sightlines for that Pharah to hide behind, and so the Zen, or an Ana even, would be enough heals for them, probably. And I'm not sure how much value the Mercy is actually getting. So it's actually the Pharah Mercy combo that's going to be swapping out here. And a pause coming through.
Okay.
Not entirely sure what's going on, but probably a little bit of technical difficulties from our players.
Well, as long as we're here, yeah, this is good. Cappy is having some connection issues, apparently is the case, and it shouldn't be long.
Okay. Well, very good. We have some Pog Champs going on in chat. We had some pretty good plays there, Solstice, I would say. Hashtag Winter is here. I would definitely say that Winter Solstice is doing a good job so far. Also, Lull Blade. That first blade from Frozen Lizard wasn't... Or, I'm sorry, Onslaught. From Onslaught was not ideal. But, hopefully 4House can bring it back a little bit. Also, if there's any memers in the chat, I have enabled 4House if you have that as an emote, so spam it. You know what a 4House looks like, Benny?
I have absolutely no idea, but I do know that the pause timer is ticking away and we are getting right back into the action, so I'll have to see this strange Twitch meme later as we get right back into the thick of things. We have Cappy, who has gone over to the McCree and has the ultimate. Here comes the B1 it's going to catch him out at the high noon.
No.
What an inopportune time to look for the Deadeye. Red Dot takes him out with the bomb. And now it is once again... Oh, never mind. We get a trade. It is an even 5-on-5. 5 for 4House. 5 for Winter Solstice. Damage is being dealt. Tactician takes down their counterpart in Red Dot. And we have a Nano going on to Nye now.
Oh, but a sleep dart shuts him down here. And it's going to be the sustain. But kills are rolling in for 4House. Cappy doing some absolute work here on the Tracer in conjunction with the Winston. That's some old school dive coming through and some focus fire. Able to take out a good chunk of Solstice. As the contest comes through, they're going to have to start cleaning up a lot faster.
That they will when things are definitely all coming up the way of the attackers right now. Tactician blows up Crazy Cat. Diva isn't going to find anybody. I'm not sure if that Transcendence was the right thing to pop right there, but it's going to have to work now. Theory coming on, dishing some poison damage, and takes down Revy with that grenade. I'd love to see something like that coming out from the Ana player right now. Aspect adds 1 more. Silver Star, D-Max Tactician, but dies to the Baby Diva before Frozen Lizard exacts revenge for his fallen Omnic comrade.
Yeah, so that was a very drawn-out fight. Things were looking really good for 4House for a long time. And then the stall was just so good from Solstice. They were only losing like 2 at a time, then 2 more would come out and contest. And so they burnt off maybe 2 minutes on the clock there, all for absolutely nothing. They could not even gain a tick out of that push. 4House in a rough spot right now.
But they are Tracer, Aspect, doing a little bit of damage up top, and looking at the ultimate bank, we've got 4, and Bob is here. The Omnic himself comes on down, and everything is kicking off. The Dragon Blade comes in, and it hasn't found anybody yet. Finally, it does. Ash goes down. Onslaught destroyed by Frozen Lizard. The Diva Bomb, not sure about that placement. Maybe just being used for a DMAC right there. With 20 seconds remaining, we've got 4. Oh no, Logman goes down. They're not going to be able to get back to use their ultimate in time with only 12 seconds remaining. This is it, and I don't even know if they're going to be able to find even a touch. Tactician is going to have to speed on in. 6, 5, 4. Tracer on the point.
And it's going to be the Primal from 9. The bomb from the Tracer's eaten by Red Dot. That Diva causing a lot of nuisance for the Tracer comp here. But the Nano Boost comes out, and 9 is zapping people away on point. Finding the Zenyatta. Oh, he pops his ultimate. Silver Star keeping himself alive and providing massive sustain for his team as 9 tries his best, but is focused down. And overtime ticks away. It's going to be a clean victory from Winter Solstice.
Oh.
Play of the game.
Frozen Lizard here with the Brigitte play of the game. Take a look. Going to be the first point here. And flailing away. As Brigittes do, I would say. Mace to the face.
Flailing away.
Some pretty good stuff from both teams there. 4House looking fairly strong on a couple of their attacks. Unfortunately, not enough to be able to take the map.
Do you think that we're going to see a continued repeat of what we saw with Bambi Brigade earlier?
How's that?
One team outmatching the other?
It's a potential. However, it didn't look like quite the shutout that we saw from Bambi. I think 4House definitely has a shot in this still. But Solstice is looking very strong. And it looks like the next map will actually be Numbani. So that is slightly different than what we had been seeing before. We were seeing 66 as the second map, so Numbani coming in here as the second map. That may be 4House's pick, and so they may be a little more comfortable on the map, and anything could happen with that, really.
Oh, they did not just switch. Did they just switch?
They just switched sides, yes. Oh no, you've invoked the rage of Benny Buckeye, the casting fiend.
I would appreciate it for all continuous usage of this league, and for everyone else that plays in this league. Here's a couple of things: turn off your skins. Number 1, and 2. If you switch sides, I will... If you advocate for the switching of sides, as a caster, you make my life miserable, and I will yell at you to the audience, because I have that power. And also, maps are played in order. Por favor. Don't go switching them up.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the out-of-order map thing works, but go ahead and trust them on this one. Oh, no, they're swapping to 6. So maybe just a little bit of first week jitters, everyone getting their bugs worked out in terms of hosting and choosing maps. But it's the first week. What can you expect? Everyone's a little rusty. We're getting back into the season. It's fine. Solstice plays 66 and Doombani very well. Well, in that case, they are they're in for a good match, I think, because those are the ones that are in play. If we were to go to a tiebreaker map, say there was a tie on Hanamura, and then teams went up 1-1 on the other two maps, then we would go to Oasis as our tiebreaker map. However, I don't foresee that happening unless there's a tie on Noombani somehow. I guess anything could happen, but probably just 3 maps at max.
I don't think we've ever been in a situation where we've been watching a best of 3 and third map tied, and they had to go to a final one.
Be unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Okay, everything is back where it belongs. Winter Solstice is still red, and 4House is still blue.
Alrighty. Good. So we will roll back into Route 66. We're going to be looking at some high ground taking. We're going to be looking at some long sight lines. And most importantly, we're going to be looking at the Deadlock Gang. That's right, McCree and Ash's home territory. And I would enjoy seeing some more McCree this evening.
Will we see a McCree and an Ash, though? Could you imagine the sheer memery that would unfold? And we see neither. Nice.
However, we do see a little bit of that that long range that I was talking about. Aspect pulling out the Widowmaker, at least for now. And these teams are liking to run Genji. I wonder if Onslaught is kind of like a Genji player. That's his strong suit, and so he's just playing to that, because we saw him play Genji for a good part of Hanamura.
Would we have an attacking Mei? Is that even possible? Is that legal?
It appears that Winter Solstice will make it legal. No, it's going to be an attacking Widowmaker for now. They may be going...
Then switch. One pick, then switch.
If he doesn't get a pick, he'll switch.
Oh no, Cappy in the back line. Oh, immediately goes straight for the Zenyatta, but not going to get it. Crazy Cat's all over it. Says, nah, you're not allowed to kill our support today. Get out of here. Scram, I'm gonna shock you with a Tesla coil. And, as they do, they scram.
Aspect has actually got some insane aim right now. He's dealing some good damage. The tank's almost 50% of the way to his infrared sight. However, Tactician finding the kill onto Crazy Cat, kind of overcommitting on the dive there. And it'll be the counter dive now from the defense.
Yeah, and things are not at all coming up Winter Solstice's way this time around. 4House finally exacting their revenge, and oh my goodness.
Oh no.
That's the worst. Red dot, no, shoots Logman in the chest.
That, okay, as a baby diva, that's actually your dream. So if you can't reset quickly, you go for the Zen and you just try to beam him down. And that's exactly what they did. Theory Tropic not able to heal him in time. And so, potentially 4House will be down a player as they're going forward, so...
As Master Yoda once said, how embarrassing.
Lost a Zenyatta, 4House has.
How embarrassing. But that loss is now behind us. Now it's the Genjis, both of whom immediately go down. They're going to need Mercy to fix a pick. Oh my god! The hack straight into Tactician, finding two. Crazy Cat and Theory Tropic both gone, but looking at the ultimate bank, things definitely going the way of Winter Solstice. Everybody except Aspect has their ult ready to rock and roll. And we have 3 over on the side of 4House, a Nano, a Dragon Blade, and a Transcendence. So
could we
I'm
see
imagining we're gonna see
dueling
Dragon
Nano
Blade.
Blades? Could we see dueling Nano Blades in this next fight? That's what I want to see. Both Genjis just dashing up into the air and going ham on each other. Top 10 anime battles, but instead it's going to be opening up with a Diva Bomb. Red Dot not able to find anything with it. And the dive comes onto the high ground.
Oh no, that's the worst. Crazy Cat got swept, but they immediately woke him back up. And now dueling Dragon Blades, here they come. Rabby Bear is taking out Tactician. D-Mech Onslaught going. Tactician falls to Frozen Lizard against Silver Star. Headshots down Winston, and the payload is going to roll on forward as Cappy tries unsuccessfully to flee with their life.
Winter Solstice winning the anime battle there. Frozen Lizard coming out on top with his Nano Blade combo. And it's going to be a nice take. A little bit of time left in the bank, and so they've got about 3-ish minutes to push through this Streets phase. Bit of a tall order, but the best they got to work with. So it's going to be high ground contest from the tanks. They're sticking with this dive-heavy composition as we're going through second here.
They have the payload rolling on through the streets, and it is thoroughly uncovered by some fairly squishy characters in the Genji, the Zenyatta, and the Ana.
9.
The dive into the backline, 9 out, eradicated with a shotgun blast to the noggin. Logman falls as well. Aspect is taken out.
Oh no, Silver Star!
Tactician, no! Silver Star gone. Theory gone. You really hate to see that. Revy Bear is also punched in the face by Red Dot, and payload gonna get really, really close to making it all the way to the point.
It looks like there will be enough time for a second fight here. Cappy kind of scoping things out while invisible and calling out the positions for his team. 4House rolling on with 4 ultimates to try and engage and stop the payload here. Logman in a bad position in the back. Unfortunately, the Winston of Crazy Cat takes him out. Aspect also dealing some great damage on this Tracer here, wreaking havoc, but it seems that the kills are more or less coming in. Oh, Aspect pulling things back for his team. He's going insane, actually.
He takes down 2 with just his fist right there, and then D-Max Tactician, Red Dot finishing off that idea, and what I thought was going to be a reset is now suddenly a very attainable checkpoint take. Oh, but they have to be careful. Here comes that Diva Bomb. It finds no one. And a Dragon Blade. Holy cow, 4House is not electing to give up. They're not lying down and going away to reset. They're committing everything that they have to a hold. But it's not going to matter too much. Frozen Lizard does find one. Crazy Cat goes down. Never mind, this is going to be just enough. Frozen Lizard is gone. And the hold is successful when it had no right to be.
4House, what an arc there. We thought they were gonna win for sure, then we thought they were gonna lose for sure, and then they win again. So tons and tons of ultimates committed there. Very scrappy fight overall. Aspect trying to do his best on the Tracer to carry the fight, but not able to do enough work. We'll see if he can get anything with an early pulse bomb pick here.
Here we go, some changes. Crazy Cat no longer on the Winston, brings out the Reinhardt, and Frozen Lizard is off the Genji and onto the Reaper. Logman goes down in the back line. You can forget about the heals from that Zenyatta. And they're continuing to look for one pick. Frozen Lizard down on the low ground, not doing a whole lot of damage right there. Crazy Cat gets taken down, and Silver Star is asleep. He's gonna die. Oh, that is so smart. Red Dot pops the shield on themselves and stands over top of Silver Star's body, shielding them from the Diva Bomb completely.
That is some serious teamwork and communication there. Realized that he got slept, and then saving that Diva Bomb. Red Dot with a giga brain play there, I guess.
Big brain heads up plays, but apparently no one wants to stand on the payload to push it forward. Finally they are, and finally it's rolling.
Onslaught looking to be gaining some charge on the Zarya here as he's just swapped over. 9 able to find a nice DMech over there on red dot, and that's a lot of DM lost. So, big shatter coming in from Crazy Cat, not able to find a whole lot though. And 9 launching out some fire strikes to try and build his own.
60 seconds remaining.
No capitalization on that Earth Shatter right there. But Crazy Cat is currently discorded. Let's see if they're able to find him out and deal additional damage. It isn't looking like it right at the moment, but never mind, the Shatter is huge! 5 are taken down. Frozen Lizard is the first one to fall. That's all that's going to be capitalized on. Crazy Cat gets back up and takes down 9 now. Here comes the Graviton. They're all clustered together, and so much damage is being dealt. Tactician takes 2, Aspect dies, and the remainder of Winter Solstice is gone.
Onslaught really saving that for his team there. Things were looking a little bit dicey after they lost 9. However, that Graviton grouped everyone up, and they were just able to burst that whole team down. Tactician has the Diva Bomb here, but that's all they've got to work with as they're rolling into the final fight. A big shatter again from Crazy Cat, blocked by 9. The Diva Bomb, 9 blocks that as well. This man won't let anything past him.
We are now into overtime, and we are continuing to see pitched battle after pitched battle. And I'm not even sure who's going to be able to get it here. Winter Solstice has to be very careful. If they lose one, things are going to be bad, and the shatter is huge! 6! In comes the Diva Bomb! It's gonna find 2! Fury isn't going to be able to save everyone. Red Dot falls next, and the lonely Zenyatta is all that remains. And they fall. Round 1 complete.
9 going absolutely massive. If I had to give his performance a rating, I would give it a 9 out of 9. This man didn't let anything pass him, not a single shatter there at the end, not a Diva Bomb, and he delivered some of the fattest shatters that I've seen in recent history. That is some great play from him.
Was that a back-to-back 5-man and then a 6-man shatter?
That was insane. At least 4, and then at least 4 and 5 people caught in those shatters. Impressive stuff.
Whew.
4House definitely showing signs of life here on Route 66. It did take them a little bit to get that full hold. You know, ended up all the way at 3rd point. However, they did put up a good fight the entire way. It was overtime before 2nd point was capped. So they're looking definitely more comfortable on this escort map than they were on the assault map. So I'll be interested to see what the defense looks like on the side of Solstice. But it appears that it's going to be a bunker comp. Crazy Cat rolling out with the Orisa. We'll see Silver Star onto a Baptiste, and Frozen Lizard over on the Bastion. So you got the Immortality field to sustain against dives, and the Orisa shield to prevent incoming damage from the front.
5, 4, 3.
So like you said, definitely going to see a bunker, but all of Winter Solstice's damage is going to be concentrated from behind of this bunker, which I don't like nearly as much as the whole concept of having a Pharah Mercy or someone else who can do a lot of damage on the flanks or up from above. I think that really separates the incoming field of fire and doesn't allow it to concentrate or be dove, which we are seeing right now. 9 now jumps right in. Tactician takes down Frozen Lizard. The bunker is destroyed. Theory does bring them back really quickly, though. But is it going to be enough? It's going to pay dividends. Tactician is demeched, and then Frozen is gone again. Revy Bear eliminates them. 9 now takes out Crazy Cat. And this card is just rolling. No one's even thinking about contesting it because they can't. They're under too much pressure from the dive. We do see that damage increased field come up, but it's not going to be enough. 9 now pops the Primal Rage, and with 5:25 remaining, the payload has already made it to the first check.
So this is about 2 minutes faster than what Solstice got on their push. 4House looking extremely strong. And I don't know if you remember, but we were talking earlier about how you could take early fights there at the bend of first point, or you could sit back on the gas station. Well, they sat back on the gas station, and guess what? They only got 1 fight. So that is the disadvantage of putting all your eggs in that bunker basket. When it spills, they're all gone.
I think you mean putting all your eggs in that bunker, but holy cats, it's not gonna matter. Onslaught, 3, 4, the quadra kill. Silver Star, Theory, feeling his wrath last. And he also DMX Red Dot for good measure, and a nice little punch to the back of the head. Goodbye, Red Dot. Almost a team wipe, all by his lonesome. Only one additional kill being added by a teammate right there.
Onslaught looking dominant there. That was one of the cleanest Genji blades that I've seen. That was some impressive stuff from an intermediate team nonetheless. That was really good.
Indeed, Onslaught is bringing the onslaught. Dashes up into the air, attempting to find Mercy before she is out of range. It's not going to happen. The first kill of this team fight rolls in. Red Dot not want to be denied.
Oh, no.
The hack is huge. It's all 6, and the Diva Bomb finds 2. Frozen and Crazy, both gone, and the payload is 1.5 meters away from checkpoint 2. Tactician adding to his kill tally. Red Dot finds Rebby, and all that remains is the Diva. Will the bomb find any? It does. Onslaught's reign of terror is finally brought to a close, but there is only 0.13 meters left, and they get it easily. 5 minutes to get the payload, almost halfway to the end.
That was some really good play from Cappy there. Tactician lobs the bomb up, Cappy EMPs, and the entire team is just caught out. That's a nice, I believe it was a double or a triple, and when you get that kind of win from 2 ultimates, you're gonna take that point every time.
Absolutely, and I don't know what they're doing. They're not stalling, they're not doing anything. The payload is already almost to the objective before a contest even comes in. Onslaught, though, is gone. That's their primary DPS who's been dealing damage so far, destroyed by Silver Star. Oddly enough, the Zenyatta, but he goes down courtesy of 9-Now. Aspect, headshots Cappy, and Theory does take down 9-Now. No main tanks to speak of. Logman is taken, and that's going to be a wipe up as everybody on 4House has to go on back to spawn.
So 4House takes a little bit of a dry fight there. Honestly, they drew out a decent amount of ultimates. They got the Primal Rage out, and they're pretty happy with that as they're rolling in now with 5 ultimates, almost 6. It'll be 6 by the time everything happens. And I think, oh, it's a 5v6 as well. Everyone just presses Q here and they just win.
When you have more, oh boy, I thought that was going to find more than one. Oh, but actually the Transcendence is gigantic. Pops in before he's found out. But here's the Nano Blade. Onslaught dives into the back line, takes down Silver Star, takes down Theory. The Diva Bomb is going to hold them off from the push for a little while, but it's not going to find anyone. It's not going to find any kills at all. Tactician is demeched courtesy of the bomb, but Onslaught taps it forward just a little bit more. 9-Now into the Primal Rage. Crazy Cat gone. Frozen gone. Defenders dropping left and right. Even though they are continuing to hold valiantly, very shortly it's not going to matter at all.
Just a Tracer here stalling, and it's the Primal Rage from Crazy Cat rolling in to try and save the contest. Frozen Lizard has the rally up on the Brigitte to try and get back and sustain out. But the numbers game is too strong. 4House taking a dominant victory here on Route 66.
And lo and behold, we are going to have map number 3.
Play of the game.
Oh, take a look at this play. Onslaught with the Nano Blade. He had a couple of good ones. We'll take a look at this one here. He gets the, he'll do the dash up, gets the nano boost, shuts down the soldier ult, is able to take another DPS with them, and then the DMech onto the Diva at the end. That was quite a wipe there, using the nano.
For some reason, there are being GGs said in the chat. Not sure why. You still have another game to go.
Good round, GR.
Yeah. Good round. I'll give him a good round, but I'm not going to give him a GG yet. We're not done. We still have more to cast. You're not allowed to quit.
You're done when we say you're done.
Precisely. You are done when we say you are.
Some pretty slick work making that dive composition work. Even into the Brigitte, 4House was still getting value. Onslaught just masterfully playing that Genji, I think. You know, normally that's why you wouldn't run a Genji into, say, a Goat's composition, is because of that Brigitte. Maybe that's a little bit of fault on Solstice not saving their cooldowns for Onslaught when he jumps in. But overall, I think just it's hard to beat a good Genji.
I completely agree with that. There is a reason why top 500 Genji mains are the most feared players in the entire game.
Traveling to Numbani.
And now, here we are on Numbani. Do you expect to see any bunker compositions here?
I absolutely do. As much as I don't necessarily like bunker comps, playing against them at least, definitely frustrating to play against. They are interesting to watch and put out a lot of damage. So I kind of expect to see one up in the high ground on the defense. In terms of the offense, though, you know, we're seeing a lot of Genjis, we're seeing a lot of Winstons, we're seeing old school dive. So, you know, maybe that mind game is too strong, and so they don't want to play a Bastion against a Genji. So,
Ready for battle.
we'll see how things go here.
So, a legitimate question, as long as we are talking about Numbani as a map.
Attackers
Why would you
in 30
put
seconds.
a stoplight around a blind corner and then also not have a sidewalk out in front of your place of business?
Excuse me.
They have Orissas in front of all other businesses. They stand out there and do the stop hand thing.
Ah, yes, I cannot believe I had not thought of this.
What an obvious oversight, sir. How did you not
Clearly.
consider this option?
What is also an oversight, though, is we are not seeing anything even remotely close to a bunker composition. We have a Winston on defense with a Paramercy, a Diva, and a Sombra on defense? Hello?
Everything is in chaos. Oh, what a
Happy runs
sleep!
into the back
Oh
line
my
and is absolutely eradicated. You can forget about that onslaught, adding to his kill tally from the last map, taking down Theory. There's one of your main healers absolutely gone, because when it comes to healers, they are, 4House is coming in very underhanded. They only have-
Cappy is already back, though, and so whatever advantage that Solstice had at the beginning, they've lost a little bit now, as the Sombra has rejoined the fight.
See you later.
Both teams only electing to run 2 real healers, and we are seeing a 2-2-2 coming in from Winter Solstice. Crazy Cat is hacked right now. However, Logman falls. Onslaught allows Justice to reign, but only gets one before Frozen Lizard exacts some justice of their own. Revi is taken down. Aspect is brought back to life by Theory, so we are going to see some hotly contested action on the point.
Rains from above.
Never mind, that was an absolute stomp. Winter Solstice taking 1 tick, 2 tick, red tick, blue tick, that is it. The payload is now moving forward.
That's a pretty fast take for point A Numbani. They did lose a little bit there at the beginning in terms of time, but definitely rolling forward with a lot of time now. 4.5 minutes to be able to push through this second Streets phase. That's more than enough. Tactician rolling up with a bomb. Oh my gosh, it finds 2 somehow. Aspect
Crazy
being able
Cat.
to turn it back, however, he's forced back into spawn with 2 down. You definitely want to reset a little bit here.
Crazy Cat tried so hard to capture that Diva Bomb in his shield, but it was just a little bit too low. The Diva Bomb coming in just over top of it, and 2 paid the price for his mistake. Oh, Tactician taking a little nap.
Alright, in terms of
Yeah,
ultimates, we've got an EMP on the side of 4House, and chances are that may be used here pretty quickly.
The sleep! But he's woken up!
Missed it.
Aspect was put to sleep, woke back up, and then killed the person who slept them. Logman, the hack comes in, the hack is big. It takes down 4. Revi brings back Logman for 4House. 4House currently at full strength, although 2 members of Purple Onslaught doing the terrifying onslaught that they are known to do now. Logman, DMX Red Dot before Ninau uses his big meaty monkey fist to punch him to death.
9 doing some great work in disruption there. That Primal paying dividends. And rolling up for ultimates that they have on defense. They have this barrage where Onslaught is kind of hiding a little bit, but 2 double directs take him out. That's going to be the Farragon, and it's going to be an engage with the Diva Bomb. Frozen Lizard doing some work here.
Oh, Tactician!
Oh my gosh.
Eerie Silver Star, all gone courtesy of one big old bomb.
That was a big bomb to kind of pull things back, and I don't think it's gonna completely win the fight. However, it stalls out quite a long time, and so 4House will definitely have a chance to have a second fight here on Numbani before they get to the end. So rolling up here, Aspect is over onto the Widowmaker, which is a little bit odd in my opinion. The sightlines aren't too long here. Must be very confident, especially with a Winston and a Sombra on the other team. That's some dive-heavy characters, and the Widow tends to be very vulnerable. So, be interested to see what kind of value he's able to get here.
Cappy caught out in the backline. But Aspect does find that headshot. Takes down Logman just like the lore. Frozen Lizard takes down 9 and D-Max Tactician. Aspect finishes them off. Onslaught kills themselves. Red Dot takes down Revy Bear, and that's the payload to the second checkpoint. Only 1 to go now.
That was some impressive shooting from Aspect. Sorry that I doubted your Widow. That was some really good stuff there. So as Solstice rolls on to the final point here, they're looking at the Mercy ultimate. The Valkyrie has come in, massive amounts of healing and damage boost rolling onto the team, and it's keeping them up. Red Dot finds a kill and a DMEC with their bomb, and it's going to be a lot of chaos as Solstice is finding a little bit of kills here on the final point.
Solstice does have plenty of time to work with, though. Over 2.5 minutes, so they have more than enough time to charge up additional ultimates for big team fights. But this might be the time right now. 4House has nothing. Tactician nearly has bomb. Silver Star takes down 9 now, but Onslaught, who is no longer on the bear, switched over to the Zarya for some very, very traditional goats comp. Takes down 1. Tactician takes down Aspect. And the stall and the pushback is heavy.
Oh, nice. Frozen Lizard able to find Cappy, but not before he trades with that mace to the face. And 4House finally finds a foothold and is able to push back Winter Solstice. Minute and a half left, or I'm sorry, 2 minutes left in order to get to the final point. They have about 15 meters to go. And like you said, the swap's going over to pretty much full goats. There it is, 9 on the defense, now swapping over to the Reinhardt. So it'll be full goats v goats in this final tiny push here.
Oh boy, a Graviton. Are they going to be able to capitalize on it? Tactician and 9 now on a tear. 3 go down, 4 added. Theory is the last to fall. Never mind, Aspect is the last to fall. And the hardest of all resets with 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
That's some pretty impressive stuff. 1 ultimate to be able to win the fight there. Onslaught with a well-placed Graviton and a lot of focus fire behind it. So, good rotation for ultimates. They have 2 defensive ults 4House has to be able to hold. It's going to be an early engage from the Diva Bomb. Isn't able to find anything. Oh, 9.
The shatter is gigantic! That's 5, maybe 6! 9 now Cappy and Remy down first. Logman, Tactician, and Onslaught. That's a team kill! Are they going to be able to roll in? Is there going to be any kind of a contest? Wrecking Ball is trying to roll in. Is it going to get there in time? No! It is not.
9 not able to contest.
Hits him with the shield, straight back from whence he came. And Winter Solstice takes that all 3 points.
3 points, and still has a little bit of time left in the bank. If you're Solstice, maybe you're frustrated that you couldn't get through the first point as quickly as you wanted, or the second Streets phase, but this final push really, really strong, winning it pretty much off of the back of that shatter. Crazy Cat landing absolutely massive slam, like 5 or 6 people there in order to wipe the final point. So making up for his performance where he got a lot of shatters blocked last map, he finally lands one of equal magnitude that we were seeing from 9.
Ready for battle.
And so far, looking a bit, again, like some kind of quasi-dive, at least on the attacking side. Ana, Sombra, Winston, Lucio, Genji, Diva. Definitely something that has a lot of mobility.
Let's see.
And then over on the side of Winter Solstice, we've got a Winston, a Pharah Mercy combination, a Tracer, a Brigitte, and a Diva. So not a bunker, not a goat, not really a dive. I'm not sure. What do you make of the diversity of their lineup?
It's really tough to say. Normally I would say a dive, but then there's also a Brigitte, so that doesn't fit in quite right. It could just be everyone playing their strongest heroes. Aspect sneaking up here in the back line on the Tracer, trying to deal damage there. Nice peel on the side of 4House to be able to keep everyone alive, but instead their front line suffers as they peel for the back. So 4House doing a bit of a soft reset here as the picks rolled in for Winter Solstice.
Cappy on that Sombra, going to be going over to the left while invisible, trying to find any kind of information or anyone in the backline. Is going to see Aspect right in front of them, but not going to be the opportune target for a Sombra to hit. So Cappy is going to continue to loop around the back a little bit. Nope, just going to go for the hack on a Frozen Lizard, which they do, but immediately gets dove and pushed back out of position by Crazy Cat. That's going to be that. Aspect drops the pulse bomb onto Logman. That's a support down, and that's going to hurt hard. Aspect continues on their tear, taking down Rebby. The bomb, however, finds no one.
It's going to be pretty much cleanup crew at this point. Aspect doing some good work there, being able to get an early pick. And really, not a lot of ultimates were used. Red Dot tossed out the self-destruct. But in terms of holding, they've got 4 ultimates to work with, and that's really plenty. They could potentially win the fight off of the back of any one of these, and they may need to. Aspect finds himself hacked, and a hacked Tracer is usually dead in the water. However, the armor pack from Silverstar keeps him up.
Silverstar popping a rally early to get all of those shields put onto all their teammates. Here comes the Dragon Blade and the Nano. Onslaught in the backline finds Silverstar, finds Frozen up in the air. That's 2 for them yet again. Logman, D-Max, Red Dot, but things aren't going all the way of 4House yet. As Cappy, Rebby, Baron, Logman all go down, but they have to get back. They're trying to cap in the backline in a real cheeky little maneuver right there, but it's not going to work right yet. Nine now does punch down Theory, but Onslaught is defeated by Aspect, and so is Nine now, and that stops 4House dead in the water.
4House looked like they had a little bit of something going there, but unfortunately not able to make it work. So they have 2 ultimates now to try and take the point here. They don't really pair together, the EMP and Winston combo. Not something you necessarily see, but the EMP with some focus fire may be enough to get, 1 or 2 people taken out.
They're really going to need it, and they have to absolutely catch out Frozen Lizard into it, otherwise they are going to pay the major price. Frozen Lizard is hacked immediately.
Oh, taken out, 9 with good focus.
Frozen Lizard is gone. All that remains as an ultimate for Winter Solstice is Aspect's Pulse Bomb. Oh, Frozen Lizard is back, courtesy of Theory. Red Dot takes down Tactician. There are 35 seconds remaining. The hack is gigantic. In comes the blade. Theory, Frozen, Silver, gone.
Onslaught finds 2, but is it enough? The kills are still rolling both directions. Aspect is just not willing to give it up. He finally gets hacked, and the nano boost rolls on to 9. This could be cleanup here as the tank line is beginning to crumble on the side of Winter Solstice.
Crazy Cat is gone. Red Dot Baby Diva is gone. But Justice is... Never mind, Justice is no longer being dispensed. Logman says, nah. Onslaught, Headshot, Silver Star. And it might be time to just cut your losses. Before they're able to cut them, point is captured and the payload begins its march.
Ultimate is ready.
With only 2 minutes left, this is significantly less time than Solstice had on their second push. So we have to have a really clean batch of clean engages here from 4House to be able to push through Streets phase. And I don't even know if that's going to be possible, given the amount of resistance that Winter Solstice is putting up. So 4House really has to step it up and pick up the pace if they want to be competitive with this time.
Winter Solstice definitely... Tactician! Frozen Silver and Theory are gone! An immediate pick to give them so much free real estate to push the payload forward. They might even get to the first checkpoint without a contest. All off the back of one bomb.
That bomb was absolutely impeccably placed, and Onslaught finding a pick. I don't even know where that was. Oh my goodness, that was literally the cleanest second point that you could have asked for. 4House needed it, and that's what they got. Tactician delivering a masterful strategy there. And a great bomb placement.
And now time is far less of a factor. 2.5 minutes plus. And they're going to get so many meters of this payload pushed forward.
For free, really. Like, there's no one on the side of Solstice contest. It's going to go all the way up to this first bend before anyone from Solstice decides to come up.
Look at the ultimate bank.
That's a lot
Winter
of ultimates.
Solstice is
And
not
there's the
going to
Nano
be in
Blade.
any position to stall out this. Cappy takes down Theory immediately, but Crazy Cat does do damage, but it's not going to matter. Look who it is.
Onslaught.
Onslaught.
The absolute madman. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Diva bomb.
Oh, nice bomb placement from 9 to be able to block it for his team.
What is Frozen doing? They're not switching to a stall. Frozen hasn't switched to a stall composition yet. This is desperation time, Frozen Solstice. Play with your heads. Aspect takes down 9 now, so that's going to help. No more main tank, and the Reinhardt is on the field. In theory, though, the heals are gone. Onslaught takes them down, and here comes the big old hack. Crazy is gone. Fortunately, that respawn advantage is going to come in huge. Aspect takes down Logman. Red Dot is demagged. Aspect, however, is destroyed. And Onslaught has another blade.
It's going to be cleanup crew from Onslaught here. Oh, Diva takes the pin for the team. Crazy Cat lands a shatter. But to no avail, Aspect taken out. Oh my gosh, Onslaught on a 20-player kill streak at the end there. Going absolutely massive on the Genji. Holy crap. Oh, he's so good. Both teams granted a little bit extra time in the time bank here. With 4House actually ending up with more time. I believe it was 33 seconds that Winter Solstice had at the end. Now they're up to a minute, so 4House gains that extra 30 seconds there. And they've got a minute and a half to attack, but first it'll be Solstice's attack run. 1 minute to try and cap the point and push the payload as far as they can go.
And if the past several maps have been anything to judge by, this is going to be just as scrappy, if not more, given the situation that both teams are in.
Hello there.
Everything's on the line here in this best of 3, the final map. So, both teams back up against the wall, I would say. And Solstice perhaps more so, because of the, because of their lesser time bank. 60 seconds, they can pretty much only afford one attack run if they want to really set it up. So
Look at Cappy though. Cappy making a really bold play.
Beacon in place.
Eventually transports back, but does get all of the information that 4House could ever possibly need. Cappy visible, doing a little bit of a dance here. Aspect also in the backline, going to try to find a hack. Hacks the Sombra. Cappy is hacked, and Cappy is gone. Logman falls and is rezzed. Cappy is gone. Theory and Frozen down. Tactician demeched. Things are fairly even, maybe slightly going the way of Frozen Solstice here, and now they definitely are. Rebby is taken down, although Silver Star is going to be traded out. There's only one on the point. They're going to have the ability, but someone has to stand on the point. Cappy is hacked. Cappy is dead. They need to stand on the point and focus on that.
Winter Solstice able to take the point here, but it was quite a difficult fight there, and they're into overtime already, which means they cannot leave the payload as they're pushing forward. What that means for 4House is that they can get a couple zoning ultimates onto the point. 9 coming up on his Primal Rage, and if he can bat people off for long enough, the overtime will tick down very quickly.
The hack is big though. That's going to prevent that Primal Rage from coming in at least for a little while, but the Diva Bomb will be there. They have to not get off the point, and they don't. They continue to move it just a little bit more forward. 9 out does take down Frozen Lizard in all of this, and now comes the counter hack. Now this might be the end.
Oh, that's a big bomb from Tactician. Again, a nice sleep onto Aspect. And the Glock coming out from Rebby here. Now keep in mind that overtime will tick down very quickly. And there it goes. 4House holding just around the first corner of payload second.
So with 1 minute, Winter Solstice definitely got their money's worth. They managed to cap the point and move the payload forward a little bit. So that's bought them enough time for at least 2 team fights, even if they lose the point to 4House. They're still going to have time to stall and deal some damage around that corner.
They're going to need pretty much all the time that they can get. Honestly, just capping the point wasn't too bad. If you're Winter Solstice, you're fairly happy that you even capped the point, because with 1 minute, that can be a tall order. So capping it is great, and then getting around the first corner, maybe you'd like to win another team fight, get it a little bit further, but you work with what you have. And in this case, you've got 1 team fight you can lose on point, and then 1 more that you have to win on payload. So we'll see how they plan for that.
And looking at the composition right here, it's pretty much what they ran last time. We'll see the Pharah Mercy, we'll see Crazy Cat on the Winston as they were before. Aspect's going to be getting all of the information that they possibly can as a Sombra, and they're waiting all the way up by the door.
They want to see this team composition immediately. And there it is, gets all the information, calls it out to the team,
Looking for me?
and goes ahead and
Aspect
starts
can
putting
find-
damage.
Oh, why would Aspect elect to shoot the Winston right there? He had the Ana available, but it's a little bit too late right now. The bubbles are both up as damage is being dealt back and forth. 9 now is very, very low, and the point is already trying to be back capped right there. It's not going to happen as Winter Solstice does drop on back, and they take out Cappy. It's now 6 on 5. Tactician is demeched as well. That Baby Diva's not going to be able to add to the push, but they shoot Silver Star. The Glock is out. Red Dot takes down Tactician with a headshot. And now, with time down to 40 seconds, we are in 1 team fight territory.
The nano boost is up right now, and it'll probably go to 9 now. Oh, he gets hacked. He may need it to even stay alive here. Logman dealing absolutely huge amounts of healings in the back. Oh my gosh, landing the sleep.
This might be it. 20 seconds remain. Crazy in Aspect, taking down a pick apiece. Well, they got to be careful though. The Sombra is coming into the back line. Cappy is thinking about going to touch the back. They're waiting. They're waiting. Silver Star knows they're there, swinging the flail around, trying to find the invisible Sombra wherever it may be.
Oh, nice hack on the Frozen Lizard.
Oh no, Onslaught brings out the blade.
Oh, he gets hacked. That's a huge hack from the Sombra. He's only to get really one kill out of that entire thing. Oh, but it's a huge EMP coming out from Cappy. Finds 5 with it. An Onslaught. Finally able to clean up with some dash resets there.
Ooh, look at Red Dot, though, playing the stall. This overtime has been going on for quite a while already, so they're going to have time to all get together, and they're going to have to be very careful. 4House is, because if they step off of this cart for even a moment while they're escorting it, it's going to be the end. But the ultimate bank does not at all favor
Payload's on its
Winter
way.
Solstice. Aspect is the only one close to a hack. Meanwhile, Tactician has the bomb.
Tactician's bombs have been huge, and he may be thinking about launching it here. All they have to do is win one fight. We'll see what he does. And things are being set up here. Oh, he's hacked.
Have to be careful.
Aspect knows. As soon as he gets this hack off cooldown, oh no, he's hacked again. Aspect with a big play.
Oh, but Red Dot Silver Star paying dividends. Aspect takes down one more, and that's it.
Victory.
Winter has come for 4House, and Winter Solstice takes the victory.
Oh my goodness, that was a clutch last fight. Aspect dealing absolutely insane plays. Let's take a look at Crazy Cat here on the Reinhardt. Oh my lord, there's the shatter.
Triple kill.
Swinging into that slam
Triple kill.
and just wiping with only a few meters left, so absolutely great slam there from Crazy Cat. Alrighty. Winter Solstice pulling out the fat 2-1 over 4House today, going all 3 maps of this best of 3, and that's really the best you could ask for in watching UGC. No, not a whole lot of goats. We got to see some interesting plays. We got to see the battle of Genji's top 10 anime battles. So, I would consider it a very successful game overall. Well played to both teams.
Indeed, all the way till the end, right there.
All right. Well, as we wrap it up here, let's go ahead and give out our MVPs to the 2 teams. Starting with 4House. Who do you have on the side of 4House for MVP?
Can it be anyone other than Onslaught? The Dragon Blade brought with it an absolute flurry of terror whenever it was unleashed. Whether or not he got the nano along with it didn't even matter. He was willing to just charge in and kill anyone that he could possibly find, and he did with startling efficiency. Onslaught gets my 4House MVP.
Onslaught was absolutely insane. That was some of the cleanest Genji blades that I've seen in a long time. And just the audacity to play Genji in this kind of meta and do so well with it. Maybe he wasn't able to pull out the entire victory for his team, but he carried a lot of team fights with that Nano Blade combo. So excellent target prioritization and excellent mechanics from him to be able to build up that Dragon Blade so quickly. Well played from the Genji of 4House. Moving on to the victorious team, Winter Solstice. Who do you got over there for your MVP?
I think it's impossible to give just one member of Winter Solstice an MVP. Frozen Lizard, Aspect, Crazy Cat, all absolutely doing work. There wasn't a person on that team that didn't pull their weight at one point or another, and this was a full-on team victory. The communication that was necessary to pull off the things that they had to pull off, time their hacks, make their movements. If I had to give an MVP to anyone, I'd have to give it to Winter Solstice's coach for this one.
Yeah, Winter Solstice with some really good strats there. And like you said, teamwork and synergy is obvious. It seems that they're very comfortable playing with each other. Really good at kind of like getting those win conditions with the minimal amount of ultimates required. Excellent job. I would give it to Aspect, I guess, because of his versatility between the Tracer and the Sombra that we saw. He was dealing some crazy damage, being able to take out, or being able to kind of carry fights. Even when his team was losing, he was still getting individual picks on those heroes.
And he was. I would like to make one hark back, though. One shout out to Tactician, though, because the bombs were fat.
Tactician with some fat bombs and 9 out on the Reinhardt with some of the gigantic shatters. Well played to those ones.
Human highlight reels all.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this action-packed evening, best of 3, and this is only week 1. We've got another day left. Wednesday, we'll be casting another intermediate team tomorrow evening at 9 p.m., I believe. 9 EST? 8:30 EST? Something like
This
that.
is the first time I'm hearing about this, so I'll take your word for it.
Well, I would have to go back and look at it. Nope, we're not casting tomorrow.
Psych, you've all been bamboozled.
You've been jebaited. So, we'll be back week 2, where hopefully we'll have our issues ironed out a little bit better, and we'll have better jokes for you, more puns.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, actually no promises on that one.
No guarantees.
But thank you for joining, and we really appreciate all you guys coming out and the support for the stream and the teams that we're playing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next week.
Peace.